Hello, everybody. And I tried so desperately to get you guys an Annie game. Apparently, there was a submission that was really good. And funny enough, there is an Annie in this game, but this is not the focus. I apologize. I was watching the game. It was going so well. I had a lot of cool tips and tricks for Annie because I think she's a great champion, even though she's been primarily played as support in Worlds. We don't have an Annie game for you. But anyway, we do have a Caitlyn game. We have a Caitlyn for 80 carry. As you can see, she did start out with her W first, which are the Yordle Snap Traps. Did she place any down? It looks like we've got one in this bush right here. I'm not seeing any others. Then again, my map just might be covered by these guys, but it seems like those are the only traps for the moment. But as Caitlyn, you generally start with W, the traps, or you can start with Q. If you're looking to invade, you start with a Q to kind of confirm that there's someone in the bush. What I mean by confirm, you see how there's no ward here? So you can pre-fire with your Q, and if you hear, like you fire off the Q, then you hear like you normally do if you Q some minions, it'll make that same sound so you know that there's someone there, and you can proceed to go in and try to catch them. But anyway, we only have one trap so far. Generally speaking, as Caitlyn, if I'm on purple side, I like to rush down here, immediately place a trap somewhere in this bush, and a lot of people like to place it directly in the middle, but as you get higher up in ELO, or ranking divisions, what have you, oh, thank you, camera, for jumping. Um, People realize every Caitlyn will try to avoid the center, so they'll just kind of hug aside, make sure they don't step on a trap. Damn it, camera! You can see Vayne right here. Vayne and Johnny, they're kind of avoiding it because they realize there might be a trap there. So you can throw it there, you can throw it there. More likely than not, they're gonna run through the bush and head down here. And if they're decent, they will kind of hug this wall to try to avoid the trap. So little tip right there. Deny them a little bit of experience. Hold them back for a second or two. And oh, very nice. Getting that auto attack just before the shield went off. So free damage and free mana. So once you see that shield go down, especially since you're going Vayne Johnny, you want to try to poke him out early. You want to try to get rid of them. Keep Vayne off those creep. Kind of delay her from hitting 6 and that Blade of the Ruined King as long as you possibly can. And very nice job taking advantage of Johnny using that shield on Vayne. So it's, you know what, if that shield is down, I'm just going to focus the other person. And that is a ton of free damage. That was incredibly nice. This directed camera, I keep hitting the button to shut it off, but it's still not listening. Hopefully it's off now. But anyway, now we do have level 2, and I can easily see like a flash for an auto attack. Oh, Vayne's running berry, so if she responded properly, she could have used that if you flash. But forcing her out of lane, I wish Nami would be up a little bit further so you can spot that Vayne going back. Because once you see that she's back, it should be immediate shove the lane. Shove the lane, deny the experience, because that's a cannon creep too that Vayne's going to be missing. She will be missing that anyway. Maybe if no, we got to push up a little bit harder. She's like, right now we're at full mana, should be firing off those Qs. And I was about to make that point. If you could fire off a Q to hit creep and your opponent, even better, because you'll be pushing the lane and getting free damage. And so now that cannon creep is gone, so that's a huge experience loss. Ooh, don't want to be tower diving level 3. That was a bad move, Nami. Being forced to use flash there, but oh well. Let's see the runes that we're running on Caitlyn, since Vayne's going to be kind of forced to either farm or die. Looks like we've got 5 armor penetration. That's just going to be from masteries, along with 8% from masteries as well. That's kind of cool. You get both from masteries. You don't get that for AP. We're running 4% lifesteal, so it seems like the rest of our runes are going to be full attack damage, meaning 9 attack damage marks and 1 attack damage quint. The other 2 are going to be lifesteal. Now, magic resist. Where are you, magic resist? Magic resist 36. So we might have scaling magic resist glyphs, but I'm going to safely assume that we have 9 flat armor seals. Always good. You can kind of go back and forth between magic resist per level and flat magic resist. In a lane like this, you don't need magic resist flat really at all. You can go for those scaling magic resist if you do run multiple 80 carry pages. And like if you absolutely main 80 carry, you could have like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 80 carry pages. Like one having flat magic resist 6 lifesteal, flat magic resist 4 lifesteal, magic resist per level 6, magic resist per level 4. And I like the trap placement here. I would kind of prefer having almost a line almost across, maybe on a little bit of an angle. So if they do try to come up and farm, if they try to escape, they might step on a trap. If they step on a trap, then you can go absolutely crazy, like 2 auto attacks in a Q. That's a huge chunk right there. The farming is good. This laning phase should be fairly simple. We should have significant lead. 25 to 14. Still haven't gone back to buy yet, so we're probably hovering around 1,300 gold. It's 1,300 total, so 900 in the pocket right now. And doing a very nice job keeping the creep just outside of the tower range so you can get as much harass on Vayne as possible. Because with the creep just outside tower range, Vayne is forced to walk into your auto attack range, and Caitlyn's auto attack range grossly outscales Vayne's. They don't even scale, just she outranges Vayne. And now I'm just looking around them. Let's look at our team comp right now as we see John was forced to go back, so Vayne's going to take quite a bit more poke. We've got a Heimerdinger up against an Annie, and Heimerdinger is doing pretty damn well. Outfarming Annie, very strong, and pushing the tower. Annie very, very low. Heimer, if he had Ignite, could just flash Ignite, but at the same time, he could flash and missiles. He can use his W. You see he's got ranking that up first, so looking for the poke. Mumu and Nasus, so you guys have a pretty scary late game team. Because Nasus, as everyone knows, scales up pretty damn well. And Mumu with great initiation. And he didn't even bother flashing. It seems like he just used his rockets. Yep, just his rockets. Wow, Vayne forced back yet again. 17 farm to 36. This is exactly how the lane should be going. She's even forced to buy a second Doran's Blade because she's taking so much poke. The extra health's going to help a bit. Extra attack damage. Let's see what kind of runes Vayne's running. She's got 4% lifesteal as well. 6%. Personally, I run 6%, but I only have 180 carry page, really. Besides, like, a flat AD, which I need to kind of swap out. I haven't used flat AD, a full AD page in quite some time. But I use 6% because a lot of times I don't tend to trust my supports, even though, you know, you got the pros, they like to use the 4%. 6% seems to, it's preferential if you go 6 or 4%. There are a couple pros that do like to go 6, just to be a little bit safer in lane. But anyway, you see a Mumu pinging out here for a gank. So what we should be doing is trying to prep with a couple more traps. Even though we're low on mana, I'd like to have traps essentially on cooldown. See, now using all of our cooldowns before Mumu even gets there, not terribly smart. You don't want to force him out of lane before your gank comes, because now you can see, now you're just forcing him back to the tower. As Mumu comes down, you should be waiting. Maybe even back off a little bit so they feel a little bit more comfortable. And then in turn, Mumu can sneak in right into this bush because Nami, no, it doesn't have a pink ward. But at the same time, you know that Janna didn't ward this bush yet because you've been pushed up to the tower this whole time. But now because of that play, it's allowing Vayne to catch up a bit and farm. And let's see, how close, she's probably not terribly close to getting Vamp or Bilgewater. She is enough for a longsword right now. And Caitlyn going back, looks like we had quite a substantial amount of gold to spend. We've got a BF sword and a health potion. It's going to be 2 health potions? 2 health potions, yep. So we'll be heading back, and now our poke should be absolutely tremendous. In turn, with Nami, I wish Nami was ranking up her E, especially since you guys are having such a dominating lane right now. You'd be doing much better with that poke, because ranking up the Tricolor's Blessing, rank 1, you see 25 plus 1. Like rank 3, rank 4, it could be at rank 4 right now. Actually, it'd be rank 3. It could only be at rank 3. What am I saying? Just take these 2 points, put them here. And you could basically take out Vayne in 2 auto attacks, 3 auto attacks. Look at that, just with the ult right there, half her health. And if you had Tidecolor's Blessing following that up, she'd be dead or forced to use Barrier. Maybe Flush as well. But I'm really, really liking getting as much rest as you can. Even though you missed that cannon creep, heavily prioritizing trying to shut down this Vayne. And Janna is not really doing much about it either. Your Nasus picked up a Doran's Ring, so I don't entirely know what's going on up top. I'm guessing he's going for the magic resist. Nami able to catch out Janna, but Janna has her ult, so it should be fair. Oh boy, that no. Alright, hopefully if I go back it won't crash. Alright, so I'm gonna slow this one down. The play that should have been made, Janna's gonna use her ult in just a second. And she's gonna, once she uses her ultimate, as I scratch my ear, here's the move that you're gonna make, and I don't agree with it. I'm gonna try to pause as you do it. You see, throwing out the net. If you're gonna throw out that net, your Q needs to be hit the exact same time, like net Q instantly. But at the same time, Vayne, yeah, she should be able to tumble right out of that. And so what you should look to do is instead of firing at Vayne to slow her, fire behind you. So you are still in melee range. You can still fire for Q and an auto attack. You can see the net's going to hit, but she's going to tumble away. And you're way too late on that Q anyway, along with that shield. So it would have been much better to fire backwards, stay in that auto attack range, because Vayne's not going to try to turn on you. She's just looking to escape. But now because of that, she knows that she's pretty safe right now. So we're back at normal speed. Vayne actually bought a ward too, so she's really getting behind. But Heimerdinger becoming a menace. Ooh, man. 79 to 39 with 2 kills. Oh boy, you should have flashed for that one. Once that Q landed, it should have been an instant flash. Because even if Vayne did flash away, her flash is down, and you can still take that tower very easily. If she doesn't flash, it's a 100% kill. So nice job getting that tower. Even though they got the first tower, because Nasus is kind of derping up top. I'm not entirely sure what in the world he's building. But now we do have Warwick here. So, not many wards on the map at all. There's one, actually that's on the blue team, so there's only one ward for your team on the map right now. So that's going to be a little bit of a predicament. But Warwick going for Spectral Wraith, just trying to be Spellvamp monster, I guess. Kind of odd. Not very tanky for Warwick. So now we head back, picking up Berserker's Greaves. Berserker's Greaves are very good for upfront damage and pushing, but you could also sit, you can just get Boots 1 and then just go for a lot more raw damage. Because if you can go for Zeal. Oh, it looks like we're finally turning on this Heimerdinger. Flashing out of the bubble. Still taking out Eddie, oh my lord. Anyway, going back to the item choice, wherever you went. There you are. You can just pick up Boots 1, sit on it, and then go for the likes of a faster Zeal. Because then you still get, I think you get basically the same amount of movement speed, whether you go Berserker's Greaves or Zeal, but you get a slight bit more attack speed, crit, and movement speed on top of that. So it's sit on Boots 1 as long as you can. And again, there are a lot of personal preferences with AD carries, but when you're winning this hard, I would like to see a little bit more, like to see that extra crit that's from the Zeal. You know, get the damage going faster, so your team can really get rolling. Like Infinity Edge Zeal, and another preferential item would be Static Shiv or Phantom Dancer. On Caitlyn, I definitely prefer Static Shiv. Especially since when you pop your 90 caliber net, you get a couple stacks all at once. Let's take a look at how we're scaling this one up. We've got 4 points of pulled over Peacemaker. That's great. It's good for poke. Large amount of damage, and actually back when not Blade of the Rune King. It'll come to me. Just give me a second. Black Cleaver. Back when it was ridiculously strong, you could like rush a Brutalizer and Black Cleaver, and you would do a stupid amount of damage with that early armor penetration. Like 2 auto attacks a Q, and then your ult, you can take down someone with like a Warden's Mail to a 3rd health. But that was back when the item was terribly broken. Can't do that so much anymore. And this is where it's going to start to get a little dicey. Now that you're grouped up, for some reason opting to ult in, as you can see, should be a pretty easy cleanup. Especially with that Janna ult healing them all back up to full primer, basically. But the focus on the enemy team is very much off. Wow. Oh, but those Heimerdinger turrets doing so much damage, and Vayne just got back in the game. For the most part. Oh, it seems like she's going to get taken out very swiftly. And let's see, how did we fare in that fight? 1-0 and 2. Oh, Rengar coming from behind, coming to do some cleanup. That should be a triple kill if he stayed around. Ooh, that hurts. That definitely hurts. And Nasus looks like he's going for Triforce. So we do have our pickaxe. So we're going to be rushing for that Infinity Edge. Infinity Edge, tremendous item on Caitlyn because she's primarily an auto attacker. People say, but her Q scales up on AD so much. It's not a reliable burst spell. It's a moderately long cooldown. You can see here it's 7 seconds. That's also at rank 4, so the cooldowns come down quite a bit. At the same time, you're not using that for big burst in the middle of a fight. Unlike Graves, you can do Q ult and take out like 2 to 3 people at once, basically. But this is good for poke, good for sieging, but at the same time, you're primarily going to be auto-attacking, especially with these headshots. Headshots can crit, which is huge. Oh, late game, you get Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper. You can toss no Bloodthirster. Your headshots can crit for like 14, 1500. It sounds a little out of control, but I've seen it happen. Especially on me, like once or twice, and it's scary as all hell. I think it's because I crit on like an Ari who had no armor. Like no runes or like a Zhonya's. Just running on base stats. Now it seems like your team doesn't know exactly what to do. My guess right now, or my feeling would be you guys, well, you had a big lead. Wow, the lead was destroyed. Maybe I wasn't noticing the scoreboard. You guys were never really ahead. But what I know is you are ahead of Vayne for the moment. Once she gets that Blade of the Ruined King, that's a huge power spike for her. Nami with her tidal wave snipe on Vayne. That was pretty funny. Now your team is having a huge issue of chasing into Rengar and Heimerdinger. Very nice job. Your moon was doing a good job of trying to peel as much as he can, trying to keep the enemy team on lockdown, but Nasus and Annie, not so much. So where did you go? I'd say your ultimate goal right now would just be to try to farm pick up that Infinity Edge. I mean, hell, what you guys could have done was, you were dominating that bot lane so hard. Luckily, you picked up that kill, thanks to the tower. You guys were dominating bot lane so hard, you guys just could have kept pushing. Could have kept pushing, could have kept pushing. It would have drawn Warwick down a lot more, and Annie might have fed Heimer a couple more kills, but at the same time, could have kept Vayne basically shut down. Nami's very good at disengaging and peeling. So, and she's been pretty on point with her spells, so I could reliably say that you guys could get away from a 2v3 situation, even with the Warwick ult, because Nami can easily clear that off. And then in turn, you guys just keep drawing attention, keep drawing attention. It could have let Nasus farm up a little bit more. It could have let Annie get farmed a bit more, even though Heimerdinger was farming her pretty hard. But it would have given your team a chance to come back. At the same time, if Warwick didn't respond, this would have been a very, very easy tower, because Vayne was doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. But now she's got a kill and assist, and 3 towers under her belt. So let's see, gold-wise, she is behind by 1,000, but getting very, very close to finishing up that Blade. Even though you do have Infinity Edge, Blade on Vayne, especially when she has Berserker's Greaves, will definitely outpower a Caitlyn at this point in time. Like, Vayne will easily outduel you until you get the likes of Static Shiv or Phantom Dancer. So let's go back to the Caitlyn right now. Let's see. Now we got 5 points in Q. Starting to rank up that net, get a little bit lower cool on the net. At the same time, you can go for Snap Trap, but the trap's kind of more for vision at this point. You can get lucky in the middle of a fight and have someone step on it. That'll be good. But you also have to get to be good at predicting when the trap's going to activate, because I believe that once you place it down, you have like a second, maybe a second and a quarter, until they can actually activate the trap. You have to kind of guess where they're going to be. If they're chasing you, it should be fairly easy. You kind of place it on your feet, like hit W right where you're standing as you're running, and if they're chasing you in the straight line, just right-clicking on you, it should be a pretty easy trap. And this might be a rough fight. Let's see, we got Caitlyn up, and oh, nice job. So Amumu helping you out in a big way. Even though Warwick ulted you, there's really nothing more. There was no follow-up from the enemy team, especially with Rengar pushing top. I'd say it's a fairly... Is it a mistake on Rengar's part? I don't know. Sorry for not having the items up. For some reason the goal was just... I left the gold up. Rengar is very strong at pushing towers. And you guys did get that one tower. Looks like we're going to get a second. But at the same time, if Rengar can get to 5 stacks, he can mutilate that tower. Absolutely tear it to shreds. So 2 towers in response. Now we're 4-3 in towers. Dragon is up. Oh, I love this. I love these dragon timers. And now in turn, Caitlyn with red buff. You can essentially kite solo, except unless like Rengar follows you through the brush. So if you guys do have a team fight, try to not run through the bushes. Try not to run through the shrubbery, or else something like that's gonna happen. Rengar can chase all day. And now because of that kill, it should be an easy dragon for them. Now, Caitlyn, let's see, what are you doing? Just picking up some more farm. Doing fairly well. 3-1 and 3. Still quite a bit more farm over Vayne. Vayne not even getting close to that, but with that dragon kill, that should be Blade of the Ruined King. That's a dagger, which will be a second dagger and 1,000 gold to complete that item. So that'll be done. Actually, Caitlyn's sitting on 17, just about 1,800. So that should be a Zeal and maybe a dagger or so. Oh, but that damage. Very nice banish shots from Mumu, but he might go down. No, wow. Very nicely done by the Mumu there. Renasus does not have boots at all. I'm not entirely sure what his thought process is, if he has one at all. And Annie going for a penetration build. I was trying to talk. I was about to refer back to the Annie game I was doing, but it crashed. The replay wasn't working, so I went into a heavy discussion about the several different builds you can go on Annie. You can go penetration, raw damage, yada yada. And it looks like she's opting to go for somewhat of a penetration build, at the same time being fairly defensive with the Abyssal Scepter. And oddly enough, that Abyssal Scepter also helps out Nasus because his ultimate does quite a bit of magic damage. But now we do have the Zeal and a dagger. Look at that. And now seeing that dagger, that's going to mean that we're probably going for the Phantom Dancer. Because Static Shiv goes Zeal with a Brawler's Glove into the Everest Blade, and then from there it builds into the final item, the final completed item. Now picking up a red once again. I believe that last red was from nabbing a kill on Warwick. I believe Warwick had the red buff, and by getting that kill got their red buff. But now it looks like they're setting a trap. Rengar ready and waiting with his ultimate up, and that could be terrifying. You can see he's got Hydra and Less Whisper. He's just looking to nuke someone down right off the bat. The Heimerdinger poke has become pretty strong. Heimerdinger going for Deathfire Grass, so he wants to eliminate someone instantly. Now, with you guys being poked so low, this can get very rough because Rengar and Warwick are great dive buddies. And then Janna can heal for quite a big amount under the tower. Looks like Warwick's waiting to just come in and ult someone. Probably going to ult Mumu because he's so low. No, actually saving that cooldown. Rengar is not near. He's pushing the top lane up. So I guess that's why they're not trying to dive. But their poke is really good with just the Heimerdinger. A big item for you guys right now would be a locket. Get that magic resist aura. Would like if you could request Moon would pick that up because they have just trying to shut down Heimerdinger alone would be a big deal for you guys. It seems like no one's going for that item at this point in time. Oh, getting hit with that tornado would have been devastating. Now let's see, what is our plan? Right now, you should just go back and buy. Go back and buy because Rengar can just simply ult in and kill you with one Q. Being at half health. Warwick can ult and then Vayne can simply Q you. That might be a kill. Now catching out Warwick. Nice job. And beautiful Mumu ult. Let's see. What can we do with this? What can we do with this? Very nice with the Nami. And for some reason, I think Warwick just ulted Nami. It was Nami or Annie. At the same time, that may allow you to clean up the kills here. Barrier is up. We can barrier bait under the tower. Pop that barrier. Very nice. Don't channel your ultimate when two people are attacking you. Oh, you never want to do that. Especially at this stage in the game. Let's just go back to that because let's just count how long it takes at normal speed for that ult to channel. And 1, 2, 3. It's about 3 seconds. Maybe 2.5. That 2.5, you could have gotten off 2 and then some auto attacks, which I believe you can do way more damage than your ultimate. Yeah, your ultimate does 600 damage before armor. And your 2 auto attacks can do like 800, 900. And then once they try to run away from the tower, then you can channel that ultimate. Luckily enough, they did not play that well. Janna took too long to get her tornado off and interrupt her ultimate. Wow, they cleaned up Rengar finally. So anyway, we have that Phantom Edge completed. Picking up the longsword, that can go to a Vamp Scepter or a Last Whisper. My assumption is we might be seeing a Last Whisper very shortly as well, because doing quite well picking up these kills. And on top of that, we're keeping up with the farm. 157 to Vane's 106. So Vane did have a big spike, but now we've got that full item. We got a full item over Vane. That's what it comes down to, a full item over her. So even though she does have Blade of the Rune King, makes her very strong. Now she does have that BF sword. Really can't rival a two... I call Berserker Screams a half an item, 2.5 item Caitlyn at this point. So now what should we be looking to do? We should be grouping immediately right now. We got a huge lead on Caitlyn. Caitlyn is a monster right now. So all your team really needs to worry about is protecting you. You should be saying in chat, like, please protect me. I will carry. I will do this very well. Just keep me safe. And now, I don't know if Warwick was spotted. Yep, Warwick is spotted bot. We should be immediately trying to fight. We should be trying to push a fight right now. Nami with Oracle, so you can try to spot out that Rengar, but Rengar is... Oh, this might be a dead Caitlyn right now. Oh, very nicely done with the net. Rengar did not combo his skills quite right. He also didn't use his Ravenous Hydra. And so spotting him out and then using the net to get away, very nicely done with a huge Q. That Q actually did hit Heimerdinger. The width is a little bit wider than what you might expect. And now there's no need to ping Warwick. You guys just picked up 2 kills for free. You can just simply push down this lane. You just go push right down this mid lane, take that inhibitor. Who cares if there's a big wave building up? But we're not going to take advantage of that. We should have seen immediate pings right down this mid lane. Even though you're fairly low, you're still quite alright. Because you know that Warwick's not there. So it would be a 2-on-5. They're not going to be able to kill you. Your team is doing a nice job. Instead, Dragon did come up a short while ago. So you're going to clean that up. Jonathan's going to try to steal their Tornado, but rank 1 Tornado, yeah, that's not even going to be close. So going back to buy, 7 kills, 1,500 gold right now. I'm going to wait for the gold to be spent, but my guess is going to be a pickaxe. Yeah, that looked like a pickaxe right there. Yep, pickaxe, and that's it. That's all she wrote for that item right now. No elixir. With Rengar starting to dive on you, this is a touchy call. I believe I would like to see an elixir instead get a little bit tankier, especially with your lead right now. The extra 350 health could play a big role. But I'd say it's a little touchy right now. That Last Whisper would help tremendously as well because we do have Glacial Shroud on Warwick. We've got the Seekers on Heimerdinger. And an Aegis, but Aegis doesn't give an armor buff anymore. Well, not as an aura. It just gives Janna the armor. So it would be a decent item. Decent item to pick up, but Warwick going for Sorcerer Shoes. What is going on with that guy? Alright, so we do have the Oracles on, so Rengar is pretty much screwed. And right from that play, even though Heimerdinger's pushing up mid, you should go right for Baron. You know that Warwick's bottom with Vayne. It should just be immediate Baron call. Immediate Baron call. Why are you chasing? Like, it's nice to pick up this kill, but you could, once you pick up Baron, you can essentially end this game. Alright, if you guys don't get Baron after this, I don't know what to say. Nope, just gonna keep on pushing in, trying to pick up more kills. Without that Nami ultimate, you're really not gonna be catching anyone, especially since Nami is low, so Warwick, there's the speed boost. There he goes. He's not gonna get caught. There's no way. You see, now we're seeing pings on Baron, but now it's too late. Now it's just too late, because Rengar's gonna be back up. His ult will be up as well very shortly. And so that's gonna really hold you guys back. I do not suggest going for Baron. Because you don't have that Nami ult anymore. And you don't have any ward coverage of the area. Rengar's back up. And Warwick still doing his thing. Not entirely sure what he's going for. But he's going for it. Looks like an Iceborne Gauntlet. I'm not seeing any sort of synergy in the build. It looks like he's kind of living up to his name, OK Troll. Alright, so Nami, I don't think she's under 50% health now, so not going to be getting that Warwick debuff. The Blood Scent? Is it Blood Scent? Blood Scent, yes. And we should have, oh, we easily have enough gold for that last whisper. So right now is like a, I would say right now would be a pretty good time to go back and buy, especially since they're starting to group up and they are freshly bought for the most part. The only one with a good chunk of gold in their pocket is Heimerdinger, so they all have their fresh items. Moon was pretty low, Nami's just about half. This is definitely time to go back, pick up that item, so really get a nice big power spike. Nothing's going to be holding you back. There's no one stacking armor, really. Now let's go back to Caitlyn's skills. She now has rank 5 net, and now finally putting in those last bit of points into the Yodel Snap Trap, and of course at level 16 we should be seeing another ace in the hole. And ace in the hole is a funny ability. Kind of like Karthus, you can either lead off a fight with it or clean up a fight. If you're relatively far away from auto attacking, I would toss out the ability first. As you can see, we're right in the swing of things. I would not suggest tossing it out right away, especially since there's several ways you can interrupt that. And wow, Heimerdinger instantly cleaning you up, and that was a big issue. I mean, could have gotten off several auto attacks in that time span, and at the same time not gotten chunked so hard. But that Deathfire Grasp into a Heimer W, I believe, was really all it took to burst you down really hard. He might have landed a stun as well. Now this is going to be a bit of trouble. We are getting relatively close to the end of the game, only a few minutes to go, but you can see first inhibitor now going to the blue team. Now it's just going to be a matter of can Vayne get away, and that should be pretty easy. I don't think Moon was, unless he gets lucky with a bandage toss, which nope, that's not going to happen. Right now the only thing you guys have going for you is that this tower is pushing, but Heimer's going to clean this up very easily. Yeah, that's almost silly how much damage he does right now. Top lane's pushing him as well, but that's not going to be for long. The inhibitor going to make the enemy's minions quite a bit stronger. Let's compare the Canyon minions. I could see the health, which I really can't. It looks like 970 on my screen. I hope that's the case. And is your Canyon minion already dead? Nope, there it is. Your Canyon minion's 970, and the other one's dead. Maybe it's down here still? Oh, you know what happened? They spawned just as the inhibitor went down. Oh, they didn't get the inhibitor. I am dumb. Ignore everything I said. I thought they got the inhibitor. My apologies. That is my fault. 100%. So anyway, let's go back to our Caitlyn. Pick up a Negatron Cloak. And it's such a versatile item now that because you can pick this up and go um, Spirit Visage, you can go for Quicksilver Sash, you can go for a Guardian Angel. My guess is it'll be a Guardian Angel because they have quite a bit of dive, and since Heimer bursts you down so hard. Excuse me, had to sneeze. Yeah, quite a bit of burst if they do decide to focus you. So Guardian Angel would be a smart pick. But at the same time, you can go for Spirit Visage. It'll amplify the lifesteal, but we don't really have much lifesteal. And going for the Quicksilver Sash, and that's the only item that'll really remove, it'll self-peel a Warwickle, but besides that, I don't think it's that great of a buy for you right now. I would say Guardian Angel is probably the best pick. Because once they blow their combo on you, if they do decide to do that, you'll come back up, and there's really not much they can do to respond. Because you'll be out of the fight for a couple of seconds. You can see here, getting instantly bursted down, stuck in the middle of the fight. You're not doing much damage. And now this is probably going to be the end of the game at a loss after such a huge lead. One little mistake running into the jungle like that, unwarded. Yeah, there are no wards here. That's rough. You guys were doing so well, but running into there, when you're going up against a Rengar and Heimerdinger can set traps with his turrets. And then just a nice big area burst. Guys walked into an enclosed area. I think Heimerdinger got off his E, which is a stun slash... Oh, does it blind anymore? Does it blind? It does blind. For several seconds. That's gonna be a lost fight pretty much instantly. And so it looks like we had a great game. Phenomenal game up until we decided to start chasing. Started chasing kills instead of picking up Baron. So anyway, nicely done. Just couple of different late game decisions, maybe opting to go for the Guardian Angel, and that game may have been turned around. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. I think I'm only getting one game done today, but thank you. I'll try to get the rest done. I'm trying as hard as I can. I have a lot of replays to get to. Some of them are broken though, so if you guys are tuning in looking for your replay, it may be broken. If you're wondering, send me an email. I'll let you know. But I just have a ton to sort through right now. But thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.